Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Garden a Little. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. I hope you had a great day today. I hope you did all the things that you wanted to do. And if not, you still can achieve them. There's still hours in the day left to achieve what you wanted to achieve. However, you can relax, sit down, or just put your headphones in and listen to my lovely garden tour that I'm about to give you. First, let's start out with some good and then not so good. So we're here on our trellis side. The peas and sweet peas and snap peas have taken off. Guys, look at this. It's literally higher than me. Look at that. It officially has grown taller than the trellis. That's amazing. I am so excited. I've been eating for weeks off of this wall of sweet peas and snap peas. Absolutely love it. I think I like the snap peas better than the sweet peas. I think the sweet peas are the flatter ones and snap peas snap more, but I might be wrong. Delicious, absolutely delicious. Have been harvesting this. I thought they would already be gone and done with because we've been having 90-degree weathers here. However, they are still producing. The peas are still very sweet, very juicy. So I'm not getting rid of them. I've made that mistake ripping things out way too early last season, and I'm not repeating that again. In this same sweet pea bed, my eggplants are actually starting to take off. Here's my sweet pea bed. I actually planted cucumbers on this side as well. So they are starting to come up finally. So I think once they are big enough, I think the era of sweet peas will end. And so we can switch it out, hopefully. My eggplants, guys, though, look at this. They're finally starting to bounce back. They're growing. I know last time I showed you, this was probably the condition that they were in, but they are finally growing. The more sun exposure they get, as you can see, these three are much bigger than the ones that are grown right next to the sweet peas that are shaded most of the day by this wall of sweet peas. However, they're still growing, they're still doing good, and I know that this wall of sweet peas will be soon removed. And we have a rogue sunflower. Obviously, if you don't have a rogue something, are you even a gardener? Speaking of rogue sunflowers, guys, this is ridiculous. Look at this sunflower. It's so much taller than me. It's ridiculous. Last time I showed you the sunflower, I think it was as tall as these little ones. Now almost as tall as me. But it's crazy. I'm so excited for it to bloom. I'm definitely saving seeds from it because this has been a volunteer. And if you save seeds from volunteer, that's the best thing that you can do because those volunteers have acclimated to the weather, to the temperature, and they, in my experience, do the best in all of anything if you take it in comparison. However, let's see how the onions are doing in this bed. So the onions are almost ready to start harvesting. I know that because the necks are starting to be kind of soft. I will not be harvesting them unless they are starting to bend at the neck. Snapped a lot of greens off because I am dehydrating the greens and using them as dehydrated onion seasoning. But as you can see, the bulbs are slowly developing. I would like them to be bigger. However, it is what it is. This is my first year growing onions, so we'll see how it goes. Catnip is doing amazing. As you know, I've planted some rogue tomatoes here because I didn't have the heart to throw them away. They're still very tiny. I don't think they grew much, so we'll leave them be. My brassicas are absolutely destroyed. The scabbage here, I think it will die here soon. That cauliflower didn't change a single centimeter. That broccoli is decimated. So this bed is kind of more of a sunflower bed at this point than an onion bed. However, because I know I will be pulling this onions in like a few months, I am going to be sowing some corn in here because I think I have enough time to grow second patch of corn, and I'm really looking forward to harvesting corn and preserving that. So let me sow some corn real quick here. So hopefully once I harvest my onions, some corn will be coming up, and I might actually sow some pumpkins or zucchinis in there as well for a late harvest. Moving on to my brassica bed. If you're not already following me on my Instagram, I have harvested my broccoli. I've recorded that there. And as you can see, as soon as I harvested it, broccoli sent a whole bunch of side shoots to produce more broccoli heads. So I'm gonna leave this plant be and harvest some side shoots. This broccoli here has developed this nice head. I think I'm gonna start harvesting it soon because it's starting to flower. The rest of the broccolis, I have not seen any development on like cauliflowers or anything like that. I think there's still hope in it developing, but nothing yet. This is my cabbage. I don't know if I'll get anything out of it. It's just a good experiment. My Brussels sprouts have started developing little nubs in the armpits of there, so I'm hoping that I can have some good Brussels sprouts this year. We'll see what happens. This bed is kind of still holding on, although some decimation is happening. I did not get around of putting any netting around it or anything like that, so I'm kind of letting it be. Now moving on to my tomato bed. Ultimately, I think my tomato bed would benefit if somebody would stop getting into it. I think my chickens are disrupting the roots way too often. They like to dust bathe in here. So my tomatoes are kind of struggling. As you can see, they're kind of sad. So we are installing a cage for my chickens to kind of keep them enclosed. Unfortunately, that's the only solution right now because of so many chickens roaming around. It's kind of impossible to keep an eye on them constantly 24/7. Not the predator situation, it's just that they get into things that they're not supposed to be getting into. For example, my garden. So I think the enclosure will work best for them, and hopefully my tomatoes don't die until we do that. They're just looking really, really sad. So I'm hoping they didn't kill it yet, but they like to just disrupt all of this soil here. I'm really hopeful that these tomatoes can pull through. But I'm seeing some good fruit on them. So we'll see what happens. The peppers are actually starting to develop some bulbs again. It's kind of decimated by the chickens, but they're finally starting to develop some flower bulbs, which is really exciting. I'm ready for that. Strawberry season has already ended. However, I have ever-bearing berries in here too. That means that they are already starting to flower again, and they're gonna be producing more strawberries. However, they're not gonna be as abundant or as big as the first harvest was in June. I would still like some strawberries even though that they're small, so I'm looking forward to that harvest. Moving on to the other side of the trellis, guys, I've been tricked. Basically, these bush beans turned out to be pole beans. I can definitely say that because they are climbing on my poles. This is what's called a bush bean, but look at it go. I can pretty much say that it's a pole bean. Look at that. And I'm not training them. They're just doing it themselves. So I'm gonna call these pole beans and we'll see what happens. My cucumbers are actually finally starting to grow and develop here. So I'm really excited for that. Look at that. Really cute. There's a baby one here. I'm really excited for it. I have found the information somewhere, I think it was on Pinterest or somewhere, that you're not supposed to plant beans and cucumbers together. They are not great friends. However, I kind of believed that in the beginning when things were not working out. However, now that my cucumbers have taken off and my beans have taken off, I don't know if that's such a rule. Like, I don't know if that's such a strict rule to follow. So, we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. Right now, they're doing great, both of them. Kind of a late start, but pretty good so far. So don't believe all the rules that you see out there. Some of them are just anecdotal. Some of them depend on the variety of things that you're growing. So just give it a try. Especially if you have extra seeds, there's no harm in trying. Now on this side of the bed, I gave up with my cucamelons because they got dug up so many times that everything died. I'm very, very sad about that. I don't have any more cucamelon seeds, so that's very frustrating. However, I put my extra buena mulatas in here. And then here are my marigolds. I think they will start flowering soon. Very, very exciting. Now moving on to my greenery herb side, my dill is finally taking off. I'm very excited about that. My oregano is doing amazing. As you can see, there is no more cilantro. I cut it all down because it all bolted, all seeded, and I've harvested the seeds. I am drying them out to harvest the coriander. And then I also planted some more cilantro around here because I believe it can start over again and we can have some fresh cilantro. Parsley is doing good. I'm going to be doing the same thing with parsley here soon. The rest of the bed is kind of still bare. And then we have some more peppers over here. Also developing flower bulbs. Very exciting. These buena mulatas look beautiful. Lettuce is still looking great. Kale still looking good. I'm harvesting kale, dehydrating it, and putting it in my smoothies. Now here is where the bad things start. As you can see, my corn was really burned by a fertilizer that I was given by friends. I am very saddened by this. I hope my corn can recover. It really burned my corn badly, and I've been trying to water excessively to drain it away, but I'm not sure if that works or not. So hopefully my corn will recover. However, looking at the rest of the bed, just look at the health of the tendrils. So happy. And I have flowers on my zucchini. Look at that. We're gonna have some zucchini. They are growing. So definitely some good things and a few bad things. However, I think that's how the garden goes. It just has to go up and down and you just persevere. Soon enough, this trellis will be covered. I'll be taking my pictures with harvests again. I can't wait. And I hope I encouraged you today to start your garden, to go garden a little. If you've been listening to me through your headphones or fallen asleep, I hope you had a great day. I hope you completed the task that you wanted to complete if you were doing anything, or relaxed to the fullest potential. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you go garden a little. Bye, guys.